Welcome to the Warren Andrew Pinder podcast with your host, Warren Andrew Pinder, author and speaker.
Welcome to the Warren Andrew Pinder podcast show. This edition is called Step Out of the Circle. A lot of times we are caught up and feel as if we are going round and round and round. You know, the circle of friends we keep, the circle of family, you know, the circle of events that we encounter daily, and some negative, some positive. But I want to attempt to show you that you have to step outside of the circle in order to overcome life's cycle. So I have a conversation with a young man who said to me that, you know, growing up, he and his younger brother, you know, got caught up in gangs in Louisiana. And, you know, as a young man, he changed his direction in life and stepped out of the circle, went to university, got a degree in psychology, and became a police officer. But his problem is that he tried to tell his brother that you're not smart because you continue to go right back into the same circle that you know the police continues to target. So if you're saying that you want to step out of the circle, but still affiliate yourself with the circle, and the police comes, what's going to happen? They're going to target you too. So you're branded just like others in that circle. So we are by nature, you know, just habitual habits are formed by doing the same thing over and over and over. And because it makes us feel comfortable, because we, you know, find ourselves being able to function in a way that persons may say, okay, you're cool, or, you know, persons, you know, they you seem to be able, that's your comfort zone per se. But you have to step out of that circle. You know, I can tell you, just imagine, you know, your family being dysfunctioned to a certain extent where, you know, you've seen your uncles and your aunts and everybody just live from hand to mouth at the same time, just enjoying life. They're the life of the party. They missed the mark of directing, you know, the kids and everyone else toward what is important in life. So you grow up and, you know, you find that in a household, you have your mother, her brother, her sister, maybe an auntie, but 5 children living in that house. That's not owned by the family. Most instances, sometimes it's owned, you know, it's a homestead. But they feel that it's okay because mama's cooking is good on Sunday, and, you know, everyone's just kicking back, and, you know, this the family. Anyone comes there, man, they gotta, you know, the family got your back. But is that really a good environment? Would you want more for yourself? A lot of times, you know, is that where would you want your kids to know that, or to grow up thinking that this is right? That could possibly, you know, create a problem for them. You know, you fall in love and you get married and you think that it's all right that, you know, my brother and my sister come live with me, and it puts strains on you, you lose your husband, or vice versa. So these things I'm speaking about is that, you know, I just took it from a level that, you know, you have family members and you have friends, but these are all circles that encompass you or you are part of. And if you don't step out of the circle, if it's negative, you're going to continue to go round and round and round with negative results. So in order to change and get positive results for what it is you want, whether it's you and your child having your own place, whether it's you're tired being targeted by the police, you have to find a way to step out of the circle. By doing that, you stand out among the crowd. You become independent. You become purposeful. You don't allow peer pressure to hold you back. You didn't do it because mom and dad did it. You didn't do it because it was easy, because I didn't have to pay the rent. But at the end of the day, if you intend to have a family, you're breaking the cycle that your children could possibly fall trapped to. So when you step out the circle, you often want to, not saying that you are better than anyone, You're not saying that, your homestead is not good enough for you to live in. You're not saying that, you don't want to be around your family. What you want to do is find the best for you and your family. So many persons, you sit down, you could speak to a young lady who may find herself reciprocating, or going round and round in a bad relationship because they're attracted to, a particular type of guy, or a young man, finding himself in a bad situation because he's particularly attracted to, a particular young lady. But knowing the outcome, but staying in it because that's the comfort zone. But if you want, some type of change, you have to step out. They say the meaning of insanity if you're doing the same thing over and over without, a different result. So this all comes right back to what I'm saying. You have to step out of the circle in order to get the right result. You have to do something different. You have to sit and seek new avenues. You have to begin to accept for yourself that you want something different. You want to change. You can be in a really you can be in a really bad state in life. On drugs, addicted to gambling and some other heavy gambling, some other heavy, addictive positions. But those all go round and round and you do the same thing. And the danger of being on that wheel, that hamster wheel, is that once you're on it, it takes you up and it lets you down. And you have your highs and you have your lows. And you get confused, you get mixed up because, man, I feel good hanging out with my boys. We just had a blast. But then you go down your lows where your boys ain't there. I feel good just partying, not worrying about the end of the month. The end of the month comes, the bills can't be paid, so now you're in that low. And these things come right back. It goes round and round and round. But you have to find a way to let go. Because change in your life means sometimes that, it's just that you got to fall off. You got to fall off. Just fall off, and it may hurt, but when you fall off, it may land you right where you need to be.
Thank you for joining today's podcast. We'll be right back.
Achieve Men, written by Warren Andrew Pinder. In this book, you will learn the 7 steps to achieving your dreams and goals. Given the vision to share how the acronym of the word achieve can be used systematically in your day-to-day life. Each of us is given a unique gift from God. Get your copy today. Available in print, ebook, and audiobook from Amazon.
We now return to today's podcast.
When you fall off, it may land you right where you need to be. If you continue to do what you're doing, if you continue to feel and stay in the comfort zone that you know what's going to happen, you know the outcome, think about it. Think about it. You, for 1, 2, 3 years of your life, man, you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over. After 4 or 5 years, same thing over and over. Somewhere down the line, it has to click that, I think it's time now, boy, to get out of this. Just by default. Because you should be giddy saying the same thing. When you spin round and round and round, you're all mixed up. Everything tends to be dazzled and just not in the right place, because the perspective isn't changing. So and for you youths, the sooner and the earlier we can break that, that high school mentality, this my circle who I hang out with, and this who I ride with. But what you need to do is find a positive circle who's gonna take you on a positive cycle of your life, that you ride to places that you achieve higher goals, that you don't settle for what is comfortable. You allow yourself to, by hanging with a circle that is not necessarily wasting time, but you get together, maybe once or twice a week to discuss positive attributes of your lives, and not hang out smoking and drinking and having fun, but discussing, business ventures and discussing issues of the day that will make an impact. Stepping out of life circle is something that if you find yourself caught up and you feel as if you're going round and round and round, no matter how much the feelings are there for the situation, no matter how juicy it looks, no matter how good it feels, if you're seeing the same thing over and over, getting the same results over and over and over, somewhere down the line, you must realize that I got to get off of this in order for me to get the desired results that I want for me, because you can't be thinking that I want a home and I want this. And yes, you can go home and live with your family and, you can save and do everything that's being done. But if that's all you're doing and you go home to do it, but if you're partying and having kids, like, the cycle continues, and buying a car and you're not making or taking the actions toward you getting your desired results of a home, and you get caught up in that cycle because you fall in that circle, it's really a no-win situation. So you have to begin to look at, and asking yourself, are those around me where or whom I want to be around? You have to ask yourself, am I benefiting from my circle? Am I learning from my circle? Am I advancing being around my circle? Does my circle encourage me? Do they motivate me to do the right thing? Do they motivate me to achieve my goals? These are the questions that you want to ask yourself, Understanding that a lot in your circle may be your family and your friends. And that's why I give the scenario of family, because it's like holding on. Family will always be family. Friends come and go. But you have to identify the problems of why your life is just going round and round and round. And oftentimes it could be the circle that encompass you, or the circle that you encompass. You've been listening to the Warren Andrew Pinder podcast show. A lot of what I've spoken of is in my book, Achievement, discussing the acronyms of the word achieve, that if you systematically use it to take action, chart your course, remove the hurdle with intensified effort and value, you will earn all that you ever desire.
Thank you for listening to the Warren Andrew Pinder podcast. We hope you were encouraged and moved to take action. For more information about Warren Andrew Pinder and his book, Achieve Men, visit www.warrenandrewpinder.com.